how to manifest your inner goddess. Just your goddess. Each of us is not just a physical, corporeal entity. We are beings of light. We are beings of energy. And within each of us, there is a goddess waiting to be manifested and set free. My goddess is named Helen. Maybe you have a different goddess. I don't know. But what I do know is it's time to let go of those weighty memories that are holding you down from the past. Just let it go. Just breathe in and feel the magic and love of the universe flowing through you with the breath. Okay? I know what you want and what you need, and I'm going to give it to you right now. What you want, what you always wanted, what you really need is just a loving relationship with someone who really understands you. Okay? That's why I want to introduce you to Reunited Icebergs, the way of ice holeness, ice holery. And plus crystals and aromatherapy. Don't forget that. And cupping. A lot of cupping. For which I'm going to go like this to you. Just check you out and see how you're doing down there. So, welcome to my cult. I'm the cult leader, Eric. And, obviously, everybody in the cult has to do what I say and obey me and stuff. And give me all their money and stuff like that. So those are the rules. Welcome. I'm sure you're going to enjoy your time around here a great deal. What I do promise is to help you manifest your goddess. What I get in return is complete control over your life and all of your assets. Does that sound fair? Listen, when you do release that goddess, when you manifest her and you meet her for the first time, she's like, hey, how's it going? It is the most magical moment you will ever experience in your life. At that point, you will get what it means to be the Buddha, Not just a Buddha, the Buddha. Siddhartha, Gautama, or whatever his name is. Tree sitter. The Greek tree sitter, they call him. Lao Tzu's bastard child. They also call him that. Is that clear? Ruben showed me a funny SNL skit last night called like Run and Run Free Row or something like that. It's got Bill Hader in it. Hey, Flamo. Would you like me to help you manifest your goddess? Thank you so much. Well, being a cult leader, I just want to give a lot of positive reinforcement to Flamo, who's respecting my cult rules. Remember, what I offer is a chance to be spiritually next level, okay? The big spiritual leagues. And what I get in return is complete control over all of your life and assets. That's the rule for the cult. So let's talk a little bit about hypergamy. As a cult leader, I need to fuck all the bitches. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really a cult leader, and I don't want to fuck all the bitches. I'm very happily married to Rachel, and she's the only woman for me. No woman ever could compete, because I'm more than sure that you're the one. It's been a pretty gratifying few days, I gotta tell you. One of the things that was most gratifying was, my real life friends, like Dave Porter, who I know for a super long time. Oh yeah, corporate assets are separate. Um, and giving me all your personal assets, it should be a tax write-off. If it isn't, let me know later on, and I'll explain why it should be. Morally, it should be. There ain't no woman that comes close to you. Come on, baby, dry your eyes. I have to say, oh Flamo, I appreciate your presence in flow state panels. You are a voice of reason among some nutty people there. And I got to tell you also, you were totally right about the hard drive and everything. And I wasn't listening to you because I'm a little bit TE critical parent, as they say. But you were totally right. I should just listen to you right then. And instead of being like, no, I'm framing the problem like this. Doesn't matter how I'm framing the problem. I should get a fucking hard drive. Should have just listened to you. I still haven't gotten it, but the important thing is that I can see that you were right. So we'll see what that guy does, street urchin, in response to my video. What I was informed of last night by Luca Mullen, I think it is that he addressed it. He showed me a screenshot of him addressing it in text, but he's not addressed it formally. Whether he will or not, the way he addressed it as a text response was that he's just not interested in what other creators do. Well, that's fine, but if it's like he can't both be claiming that this is the product of 10 years of meticulous research on cardinal functions and concurrently that you're not interested in what I'm saying about it. It's ridiculous. I get dismissing sort of a priori. If somebody comes to me and says, you should check this guy out, he's saying some interesting things about cognitive functions, I'm going to just be like, whatever. I've spent my time checking out as many cognitive functions and things as I can. And the point is, I don't need more information because I've got sufficient information to build a defensible affirmation, right? So once you've got all that you need to build your app, you don't need to work anymore. At that point, your app's open for negation. And if somebody wants to negate it, great. If they don't, then it stands until it's negated, If somebody wants me to negate, like if that guy wanted me to debate him, let's say, Street Urchin, if he wanted me to debate him, then I'd say, fine, but let's debate it. But do you want to negate defensible typology, or do you want me to negate MBTI? Do you want to affirm MBTI, or do you want to negate defensible typology? DT, we'll call it. So, Boba Fett, thank you for being here. I appreciate your complete engagement and obedience to all of my cult rules. Because I've decided from now on, this is a cult. When I put on this hat, I become infallible. This is a very sparkly hat. In fact, I was standing on the deck with this hat on 2 days ago. I was smoking a cigarette, and a hummingbird flew right up to it, and it flew away. Hi, Don Kainos. Have you heard the news? I've become a cult leader. This is now a cult, which means you must devote your entire life to it and obey everything I say. Fortunately, my instructions for everybody today are have a pleasant day. So that one you hopefully can obey that one without feeling like you're being forced too much to obey things by me. I'm a pretty reasonable cult leader, as cult leaders go. I just require unquestioning obedience and all of your assets. So I've been working on my sign holder song. Though I had attempted to figure out the chorus for it before, I don't think I quite got it right. I think I do now. And demonstrate to you what I'm talking about here. Sign holders, be safe and wear your hard hat. Bright green safety vest and modesty pants. Your sign says slow, but you wake me fast as my wife and I confusedly drive past. Let me do it again. But you'll see I got it. Sign holders, be safe and wear your hard hat. Bright green safety vest and modesty pants. Your sign says slow, but you wake me fast as my wife and I confusedly drive past. Ba-na-na-na, ba-ba-ba-ba. Something like that for the chorus, Alright, so retroactively I command Don Kindness to write 2 poems. And I just want to commend you for obeying the cult leader, Don Kindness. As the cult leader, I have the power to give retroactive commands. A piano fell in my head? How come you have such a big house for 2 people? This is the house we wanted. And I've not had any regrets about it at all. The only disappointment I've had is learning that the people who are intending to build a house across the street. That I don't like at all. But, as I think about it, and I've talked to Cameron about it as well, they may not end up being able to build there. It might be prohibitively expensive, Did I ever consider living in a shack? I mean, I have lived in essentially shacks before. When I lived in Temple City and Candace and Delilah were living in that little house. I mean, it was a little 2-bedroom house. I more or less lived in the garage. At my dad's house, I lived in the back house for a while. For a while, it was me and Rachel in one room with no bathroom, except we had to go inside the house to use the bathroom. We could pee outside, with a portable bathroom thing. So I've lived in tight quarters before. I'm very happy we got this house. When I go to sleep down here in the master bedroom, Rachel and I go to sleep down here, I fall asleep. She's not comfortable enough, wants more space, wants less FE pressures and stuff. And so she goes up here to the day room and sleeps. We're at opposite corners of the house. We can't hear each other. When I get up, I don't bother her. It's great. It works out beautifully. R.I.P. Dad for the house. Yeah, thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad and Mom for the house. and grandma. You know, a good chunk of the estate comes from when my grandmother passed and my mother inherited that, her house in Arcadia and her assets and stuff. So yeah, thanks mom and dad, and thanks grandma. And thanks Eric for all your incredible hard work that made this possible. No, my hard work did not make this possible at all. You know what helped though was having a child probably. My parents probably loved me more because I had a child, for a grandchild for them, than they would otherwise have. Look at this. You guys have got to see this. I've got this fantastic coffee station set up here. This is percolated coffee. Okay, I got to see if I made it strong enough because I tried to make essentially, I probably made 50 cups. I don't know if it's strong enough or not. It's a little thin. So I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit more coffee and turn it on and turn it off. Turn it off and turn it on again. Down older, be safe and wait. Okay, so I gotta let it cool down, I guess, so that it goes back on to percolate rather than just heat. That's fine. You missed your bus, damn it. More like the bus missed you, Katie. Why are you putting that onus of responsibility on yourself? The bus should have waited. Onus of responsibility is redundant. Just say onus. So, K.E., you are your own goddess. That's right. You are. But I want you to remember something. You can only be your own goddess by manifesting it as an obedient and loyal member of my cult. I call it the cult of the reunited iceberg. The problem is you need to find your other ice half, like an iceberg that's broken off into two pieces from a bigger iceberg. These two pieces float around the ocean like two human beings looking for their lost ice half. Well, K.E., you keep trying to think and have opinions and say things, when what you should be doing is writing down everything I say. All right? Because all of the problems that you're having stem from your weak manifesting abilities. If you just manifest a lot harder, that bus would be there when you arrived. You didn't manifest hard enough. And I've got a prescription of assorted crystals and aromatherapy to help you. You need to smell some sandalwood badly. If you don't smell some sandalwood soon, yeah, I'm referencing that thing. Yes, that's what I'm joking about. Look, you need to find your masculine half, K.E., but we don't have enough dudes around here. So, you're now lesbian, okay? Or you manifested a private bride. Good job. Oh, using money. What happened to Ruben? I believe it's the first spelling, not the second. But what happened to him is last night he went to bed upstairs and he is currently still there along with Acacia. Well, good news. Now you're straight. I fixed it. Whatever you think you are, that's what's holding you back. Whatever I'm saying you are, that's what's setting you free. You don't know what a twin flame is, but it sounds annoying. Yeah, I don't know. I titled it this because, as usual, at a set of my life, go to set of my life or go to the home, start at the homepage on YouTube on the phone. It has this feed of things, which is mostly all stuff about female narcissists, which is ridiculous because I never watch any of those videos. But YouTube doesn't get the fact that, like, just because my phone's on that thing and it's auto playing in the background while I'm muted, that I'm not watching it. That's what I think is going on. Well, what the whole twin flame notion is this. It's an attempt to make something that's SI fundamentally into something that's NI. The best way to NI relationship stuff is with cognitive functions. That way you can know universals and apply them to particulars. But in reality, your own personal relationship experience is one that you need to utilize with SI. You're never going to be be in a happy relationship by learning how to engage women better or something, right? Um, you're gonna be in a good relationship by meeting the right human being and falling into a relationship with them in hopefully organic ways. You're never going to learn anything that's meaningfully applicable to your personal experience of a relationship by trying to frame it as some sort of past life thingy that I'm trying to be reunited with this twin flame, soulmate, meow meow meow. I never understood people's obsession with dark stuff like murders or psychopaths or narcissists. That shit is boring to me, and the lunatics aren't that interesting either. Well, the thing is, I think those are different kinds of obsessions. Being obsessed with like true crime stuff versus being obsessed with narcissist stuff. Yes, please put your poem here for sure. Um, I think that's different. Like people who are interested in narcissists, most likely they've had an experience with a narcissist and or some kind of toxic relationship that's made them interested in those videos. People who are interested in true crime shit, I think a lot of ISFJs um, enjoy watching like stories about. I thought he was my husband and a doctor, but he was really lying the whole time and had wives in 6 countries, like that kind of shit. Okay, well, let me make you a. Can you link it if I make you a mod? Now you're a mod if you want to link it. Well, I actually read a rather interesting kind of academic-y, like art criticism thing about art criticism slash society culture thing. Well, remember here, Lamb, that people might get interested in those videos for a while, feel like they've sated their need for information about it. There may have been a stretch of time when I was watching a lot of videos on BPD women because I was in a relationship with Kimberly and wanted to get clear lines that I could talk about. Like, okay, this is an example of that kind of bad behavior, etc. All right, thanks, Don Kindness. I'm gonna remove you as a moderator now. Hi, Sean. How are you? Spend all my time kneeling before an altar of a dead spirit. The ghost of a feeling of my soul as you kept quickly stealing my attention. Hear it. As it still and often flows towards you, I want just one more hit. And maybe if we could both talk in a bit, I could know what is true. My feeling for you seems to come in waves. Oh, if only I knew way back then that it wouldn't or couldn't hold through. The memory is gone, an empty pit where there should lie a flame. Replace it with a grave. That's rose tinted and constantly saved. This sweet death, like its fame, a deep descent of diminished returns. See my brain as a game in which the goal will always be the same. The suffering to turn it into some false sense of direction. I am drowning within self destruction and my own obsessions. One, two, three, four, five, six, 24 lines, six stanzas of four. I mean, I might end it after the fourth stanza. Or yeah. I think the last two stanzas are extraneous. I read it several times. I'm not mocking it. I wasn't mocking it at all. Um, I have critiques of it I could make, but the most constructive of those seems like it it says everything it needs to say in the first four stanzas, and the last two stanzas could probably be cut, and you'd be happier with the final result. Is my thought. Um, Regarding poetry, I do like poetry, but I also am kind of a poetry snob in that I like metered verse. I like things that pay very careful attention to the rhythm of it, the meter of it, and not just to the as well as rhymes. So one of my favorite poets is named Timothy Steele. This is a living poet. I'll read a poem by him right now. Well, here's a Christmas poem from him. I don't know if I read this one. It's called Toward the Winter Solstice by Timothy Steele. Although the roof is just a story high, it dizzies me a little to look down. I lariat twirl the rope of Christmas lights and cast it to the weeping birch's crown. A dowel into which I've screwed a hook enables me to reach, lift, drape, and twine the cord among the boughs so that the bulbs will accent the tree's elegant design. Friends passing home from work or shopping pause and call up commendations or critiques. I make adjustments through a potpourri of Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Jews, and sheiks. We all are conscious of the time of year. We all enjoy its colorful displays and keep some festival that mitigates the dwindling warmth and compass of the days. Some say that LA doesn't suit the Yule, but UPS vans now like Maggie make their present laden rounds while fallen leaves are gaily resurrected in their wake. The desert lifts a full moon from the east and issues a dry Santa Ana breeze. and valets at chic restaurants will soon be tending flocks of cars and SUVs. And as the neighborhoods sink into dust, the fan palms scattered all across the town. Sorry. And as the neighborhoods sink into dust, the fan palms scattered all across town stand, more calmly prominent in this place seems, a vast oasis in the Holy Land. This house might be a caravansary, the tree of the tree a kind of cordial fountainhead, of welcome looped and decked with necklaces, and centuries of green, yellow, blue, and red. Some wonder if the Star of Bethlehem occurred when Jupiter and Saturn crossed. It's comforting to look up from this roof and feel that while all changes, nothing's lost. To recollect that in antiquity, the winter solstice in Capricorn and that in the Orion Nebula, from swirling gas, new stars are being born. Not his best poem, but I think a good one. But the one I was looking for is not the one I found. Faired by Timothy Steele. Here it is. This is my, like, maybe my very favorite of his poems. I think it's excellent, good. Excellent and good. Excellent, good. Okay. I bring Faye flowers when I cross the street. She meets and gives me lemons from her tree. As if competitors in a Grand Prix, the cars that speed past threaten to defeat the sharing of our gardens and our labors. Their automotive moral seems to be that hell for leather traffic makes good neighbors. 10 years a widow, standing at her gate, she speaks of friends, her cat's trip to the vet, a grandchild's struggle with the alphabet. I conversationally reciprocate with talk of work at school, not deep, not meaty. Before I leave, we study and regret her alley's newest samples of graffiti. Then back across with caution to enjoy Faye's lemons. It's essential I survive, lemons that fellow Angelinos drive. She's 82. At 40, I'm a boy. She waves goodbye to me with her bouquet. This place was bean fields back in 35 when she moved with her husband to LA. Ooh. That's fucking juicy. Oh my God. He wrote that 20 years ago. He's 60 now, I guess. So he was born in 48. So he's more than 60. He's. If he was born in 48. Yeah. Then he's 23 years younger than me, older than me, so that makes him 75. Wow, he's 75. He was my professor in college at Cal State LA after I graduated from regular college. He wrote books about poetry as well, you know. He's great. I want to write a poem to Timothy Steele. To just it's a poem of appreciation of Timothy Steele. Yeah, well, here's how I teach metered verse. Hi, Carlos, by the way. Here's how I teach metered verse to students when I taught it. Is you start with a bunch of words that are whatever syllables, right? So you go like apple, elephant, Darlene, kitchen, variance, potato, banana. Okay. So then you accent them all. Apple is apple. Accent, then unaccent. Elephant is elephant. Darlene is Darlene. Potato is potato. Kitchen is kitchen. Variance is variance. And banana is banana. Okay, so your goal then, when you have written down a bunch of random words, is just to make a line of iambic pentameter, which goes like this. Bia, 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 bia. Okay, actually that's tetrameter. This is 4 accents, 4 unaccents, right? So let's make a line of tetrameter. You got to start with a cup. Banana starts with a cup. Ba-na-na. Then you need an accent, cup. Let's see. How about variance? Variance. You need another cup and an accent. Darlene. Banana variance Darlene is a line of perfect iambic tetrameter because it goes cup dash, cup dash, cup dash, cup dash. So if I wanted to write a poem of Timothy Steele in iambic pentameter or something like that, I'd go, your poems changed the way I wrote. Though I suppose instruction, I suppose your teaching, though perhaps your teaching makes a better though perhaps your teaching ought to earn the points. So this is like, your poems changed the way I wrote. 1, 2, 3, 4 accents. 4 accents to make the tetrameter, right? And it's tetrameter because it goes cup dash, cup dash, cup dash, cup dash. I can do it just like that by going. I can, if need arose for me to speak aloud in metered verse that never lost its foot, I surely could proceed with such a crowd of those who thought perhaps they'd take a look. And so, in fact, I can do this all day. Although I'm out of practice, I must say. I spent some time before in practice then and learned how to meter verse anywhen. I say whatever words I need to say without missing, without exception, but for what I said a second ago. I can do metered verse constantly if I wanted to, but I'm out of practice. There was a time period where I did it for a lot of times. I got to go through the world thinking, trying to do all my talking in metered verse, but not actually saying it out loud, you know. So in this one, though, although perhaps, so because of the meter here, it needs to be although, not though. Although perhaps your teaching earns the points. Earns the points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are 2 lines of tetrameter, like that. So when you're using this thing, this idea is just to teach you how to teach you the concept of making sure that every syllable is accounted for, right? And so you put random words together to make lines of random metered verse that you can make sure is correct if you accent the words correctly to start out with. Then you get the feel for it because it's got a certain rhythm to it, right? Um, it's like banana, banana, banana. But then you can also deal with feminine endings. So it's like, if I'm doing pentameter, which is ba-na, 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 I could do 11 syllables and it's fine. Like, ba-na, 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 banana. Ba-na, 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 ba-na. Ba-na, 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 ba-na. So in that case, you have 4 lines. The second and fourth lines are, the first and third lines are, no, the first and third lines are feminine endings. Second and fourth are regular. That's what it's called when you have an extra unaccented syllable at the end. It's called a feminine ending. Anyway. No, I don't really approach it like writing a song because songs aren't that metrically consistent in their melodies, right? A poem's melody is its words, and I don't know. The thing is, all the best poetry is good because of its respect for meter. That's why Dr. Seuss is so much better than every other children's poet, pretty much, and why most children's poetry is just pure garbage. But I love metered verse, and I just love language. I've always loved it. When I was a little kid. I was wordy. I was very wordy even as a small child. My mother's story, which I've related before, I don't remember this, but apparently when I was very small, I don't know exactly how old, I was playing with some toys in the room with my parents, and they were watching something about World War II or whatever. And I picked up my toys. I said, "This program is not appropriate for little boys." And I went into my room. That's FI polar for you, right? Nothing about, I don't like the way this makes me feel. It's just, you guys are not supposed to be showing me this because it's not appropriate for little boys. Well, Bob Dylan has some fine songs. His lyrics were fine. And hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy, but I'm going to. They fit fine with the melody. But do I hate shit that's like can't decide if it's trying to create a written narrative or be lyrics? Yeah, including plenty of my own stuff. I hate many of my own lyrics. Lyrics are hard. They're harder to do than poems. Because lyrics have to fit the melody line, not any other meter setup. Sometimes they need to rhyme if the situation calls for it. Sometimes they don't. Like, I love my sign holder song, but I don't love the lyrics to it. Those are just silly lyrics I made up one day, right? Like, as I'm driving along, looking at the world, just inning off of what I see in front of me, right? Sign holders, be safe and wear your hard hat. bright green safety vest, and modesty pants. Your sign says slow, but you wave me fast, as my wife and I confusedly drive past. The lyrics fit the melody perfectly. I like the rhyme, inclusion of rhyme in some part of it and not in another part of it, but the subject matter is very silly. My mom is not appropriate for With a Voice. Well, my mom's right over there in a box. She's a box of ashes. No, she's in heaven. That's what I meant to say. She deserves to go to heaven. Both my parents do. I know my dad is an ardent atheist, but I hope he was wrong and he's in heaven right now. I drew a picture last night. It was a picture of an owl. I never planned to draw this or that, right? Hi, Cameron. Good morning. I made new coffee, but I'm letting it, I had to put more coffee in because it came out a little thin. So I'm letting it re-percolate.
Gotcha. I just poured some, so I'll see what it's like.
Hopefully it's not too weak.
Project or you been up a while?
Since about 5:30. I had to drive to Boot Jack this morning to get more cigarettes.
Yes.
The thing that wasn't appropriate for With a Boys was a war movie, apparently, and or like a PBS special about World War II or something like that. I guess I found it disturbing. But instead of saying that, because I'm bipolar, instead of saying, I find this upsetting, or this makes me sad, or this makes me feel whatever, bipolar, even as a little kid, doesn't pay attention to its own feelings and says, this program is not appropriate for With a Boys. I was actually planning on titling this stream Models, Taxonomies, and Flowcharts. Because I get this a lot when I say stuff about models needing fields, objects, and vectors. People are like, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, what I'm talking about is the difference between a taxonomy, like taxonomy in the animal kingdom, which is just a way of organizing information, versus a flowchart, which is a way of organizing information about a dynamic system to indicate how a model would work, versus a model, which is essentially a working flowchart. So in typology, the objects of concern are of two kinds. They're either humans or something else. And humans as objects are the objects we're paying most attention to, because the vectors we're paying attention to and determine personality is attention. And the vectors that break up attention are putting information, getting information, receiving information, and interfacing. So if we're going to model something like a dynamic system, like human beings existing with the world and each other, and explain their personality, then we need to break it down like that, right? And have information moving in different directions, representing different kinds of engagement, each of which is a vector. So, an example of a model of a simple dynamic system, comparatively, is a model of the solar system, where the field's outer space, the objects are the planets and the sun, and the vectors are orbits. And then, it's a model of the solar system, so it excludes as relevant in its more basic formattings things like comets that are regular visitors to the solar system but aren't included in that system's model as vectors, because they are negligible in their impact to the model. to what's being modeled. So after reading more about and hearing more about the street urchin guy, I'm still not sure what his type is at all. I never was sure what his type is, but I'm still comfortable with not like type police arresting him because he checked off sufficient boxes. But I'm suspecting maybe he's an ISFJ based on the actual quality of the ideation present. The other thing about lyrics versus poems, you cannot write lyrics independent of the song and then make a song to fit the lyric. I can't anyway. I wrote some great lyrics, but I don't have a song for them. The lyrics are something like, I'd like to write a song about my love. I'd say how she's pretty and special and stuff. I'd tell her, but it turns out the love songs are tough. So I don't remember the exact words were, but the lyrics to that were good lyrics, right? I like the lyrics, but you can't write lyrics before you write a song. They're definitely lyrics, not a poem. Kammoto is here, all is good. This is a big lighter. It's a man's lighter.
Running out of your lighter gas is a true problem.
Yes.
If you smoke a lot.
Yeah, it is a true problem. So I'm thinking, Cameron, of getting my tire pressure tester thing and checking on this one back tire on the little wilderness car that was low. I refilled it a couple weeks ago, but I want to see how much it's lost in the interim and maybe fill it back up again. And I also am thinking about pouring some gasoline. I don't have a ton of it, but the car, I filled it up last time before we went out. It's got plenty of gas in it, but
I think I'll mess around. I'm gonna throw on another jacket.
yeah, sure. You don't have to assist or anything. You don't want it. I'm just informing you of what I'm doing. So we are planning on going out in a little wilderness car today. It's not that cold, actually. It's relatively warm. This is my tire pressure thing. Now these wilderness car tires should be at 25 pounds. At least all of the ones were at 25 pounds except for one of them, right? Good. I think that's going to be fine now. So let's check and see. Okay. This is the tire in question. This one. And it should be at 25 pounds. £27. So I don't know what made it low, but it hasn't lost a single drip of air since I filled it back up. So that's good news. Now, even though I know there's plenty of gas in this little car, I'm going to pour the rest of the gas from my gas can in here anyway. And there's not a lot of gas in here, which is nice because it makes it a lot easier to pour. Oops. Well, I guess it's full.
Full of gas?
Yeah,
Full of air.
it's full. It's both. Now it's full of gas.
Alright.
I accidentally kept pouring. I didn't check to see how close it was to the top, and then it overflowed. That's okay. A little gasoline never hurt anybody.
I should open this door so your air doesn't go into the flammable thing.
Okay, that's a good
Pop your
idea.
door open a little bit. The garage door, I can do the front of it. Here, now it'll vent out and probably not slip. What I do at the gas station, I just kick my tires because knowing the actual pressure, like it's almost 2 pairs. I just kick them and I can tell if there's a low one.
I can't sound like it.
I mean, if you got a really low one, that's when kicking the tire tells you. It's just like your foot absorbs in the tire.
Well, Rachel's actually the one who told me this tire was low. I had noticed it seat looked low, but I was like, well, I can't really tell by looking at it. She finally said, that tire's low.
I guess that's the other way if you just literally see it. Sorry.
But I'm very happy because it was like at 9 pounds of air or something, and all the rest of them were 25. I used the pump to put it back to 25. In fact, I put it to 27, and it was still at 27 this morning. It hasn't lost a single drip of air.
Tires are weird like that. They can just be finicky for half a second. Come right back for you. I had that in my car. I had a tire that I had to plug, which leaked after the plug. And I also had a tire that was like at 15 pounds. I aired it up a couple months ago and it hasn't done anything since. So
So anyhow, the little wilderness car is good to go. Whenever Ruben and Acacia get up, I will get Rachel up. I will then, if it's not too late, if Cameron's still here and we're down to go, then we'll all go. But Cameron may, if they get up on the later side, Cameron may need to leave here before we go out in the wilderness car. But fortunately, Cameron's been out in it before.
yeah, I'm not missing. I mean, it's fun, but it's all good. It'd be more fun to know that the kids got to ride in it and hear how their tummies ended up.
Well, I'm going to suggest that Ruben sit in the front with me, Rachel sit in the back, because Ruben says he gets car sick. And if he starts feeling car sick, he can drive too, you know. I think that doesn't seem to make me car sick. I don't know, it doesn't go very fast, you know.
Yeah, it's just super fun, but yeah, and it's so smooth.
I gotta say, I'm happy to have that Mini Cooper driving around up here. Good car for the roads I have to drive on. It's good to have a stick shift, also saves your brakes, you know.
You almost bought a truck. You would have been lugging around some gigantic truck with like 4-wheel drive probably, and not as fun to drive at all, and mega gas guzzler.
Yeah, well, I wasn't planning on getting a big truck anyway. I was thinking in terms of the old super light Toyota truck I had in the olden days. That was a stick shift too. It just had 2 seats in the front, 1 bench seat in the front. It had roll down windows, and it I don't even think it had an air conditioner. I think it just had a vent and a heater.
I had many trucks just like that. What year was yours?
It had to be late 80s, early 90s.
Okay. They're great trucks. They, even to this day, if they don't get wrecked or blow up, you know, they're still running. They're on the road.
Well, the truck I had been salvaged. Like somebody had taken it out in the desert and shot it with guns or something, and then left it there. Somebody got it and salvaged it, and then repaired it enough to make it work. And then that truck never gave me any problems, man. It was stick shift. It just never gave me a single problem.
Yeah, stick shift Toyota is pretty much going to be around in 100 years.
But now I realize I don't need it or want a truck. You know, it's like the people across the street the other day, they loaded up all these bags of trash into this like holder cage thing that they pull behind their truck, and then they drove it to the dump to take the trash. Most of the people out here don't have trash service, but Rachel and I pay for the trash people to come and take the trash away every week. Like, we have a trash compactor in this house. Why? Because when they originally built this house, there wasn't any trash service out here. So by compacting it, you make it smaller, and you get
Those guys must have like a giant pile of trash bags all the time, or like a shed for trash.
Well, they don't today.
Yeah, today they don't.
They did yesterday. Because that thing was overflowing with bags.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Did
that's a
you
lot of
see it?
space. Yeah, your whole patio could like be filled with all the bags, maybe.
Yeah.
If it was one layer. So.
Yeah, crazy.
Screw all that mess.
For now, I have no more gas in my gas cans. So the next time I leave here to go to Boot Jack, I'm gonna pack up all my gas cans in the car and fill them all up at Boot Jack again. Then I'll have like 25 gallons of gas here.
Now, are you gonna fill them with 4 gallons so that they pour better?
That's a smart idea, Cameron.
Might really be worth it.
That's a really smart idea. Cameron's full of really good ideas.
That's all I'm good for, is really good little ideas, but not like creating a typology system.
Well, what's really more important though is the prospect of growing my own mushrooms.
That would be really
a really
cool.
good idea too.
I really feel like that could possibly work. If you
It
just left
might.
there, because I read about it, it said put them on, I don't know what agar is, but if that's already...
Yeah, agar is just like this like mucusy stuff that you grow whatever in. Bacteria, plants, whatever.
It said you could regrow one though. You know, you could take something, you could...
I'm gonna go do that right now. I'm gonna grab a little bit of a mushroom, maybe 2 mushrooms, and just toss them down in that hole down there. So, and then I'll come back later and we'll see. Maybe there'll be psilocybin mushrooms there. Wouldn't that be convenient?
That'd be pretty exciting, and I don't want to call it profitable, but less costly.
Yeah, well, I don't really eat mushrooms very often anymore, but I had the experience the other night. The night before last was very fun, and I think it had to do with the fact that I only had such a little bit of mushrooms. So maybe the key is don't take so many mushrooms in the future. Let's get a couple of these little ones here. I'll just throw these ones down in the hole down there. I think I should smush them up a little bit or just pop them like this? I'll smush one of them up, toss the other. That way I play
Yeah, I
both
guess that
angles.
makes sense. Do a couple conditions.
I play both angles.
I almost feel like if you just had particles of them, the particles would just turn into...
Well, that's what I'm
Tiniest
saying.
particle.
Smush one of them up into little particles and leave the other one just kind of more whole.
I don't think you have to like plant one that looks like a mushroom standing up and then it grows. I think
No, it's not going to work like
stuff
that.
near it is just
It's
gonna turn
spores. All right, now I'm going to have to walk down this hill to do this. Let me turn the camera this way.
Want me to film the whole process?
Sure.
All right.
Did I have on different shoes? Yes. Do I have on different shoes? No. I can't come down that far with me.
Oh, I get it. Okay, now I get it.
hook them both up and go down there like that. Okay. Fingers crossed. After like the next time it rains, I'll go down there and check. Oh. The Tommy slippers, not the best for absolutely everything. They're great, I love them, but there are things for which they are suboptimal.
You're never gonna get any rocks stuck in your shoes.
That's true. I tell you another thing that Tommy slippers were not good for is walking on the roof.
Yeah.
Especially with socks on. I need to feed the woodland friends their cutlets. Here you go, cutlet lovers. Okay, there. I fed the woodland friends their cutlets. Now I don't have to worry about getting yelled at by squirrels. Because they will scold me, you know. I wonder where that owl picture I drew is.
Oh, all the pictures were in one stack. I think Acacia might have.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I told her she could keep my pictures. So
No, she can keep mine too. I was just going to show it to the people. I found it weird that I ended up drawing an owl, which I see as a symbol of my dad. Because I didn't intend to draw anything in particular. It just like came out starting to look like an owl. And it was an owl. And then, even though owls are visual hunters, hi first timer ukulelettes.
Really?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pink hands back to you as well.
5 pink hands.
First timer ukuleles. Well, I'm here to teach you how to manifest your inner GODDESS goddess.
Now, I feel like first timer with all those hands is like Reuben informed because it has all this interest. It's like memorable, all these colors and stuff. It's almost like somebody was designed to be popular.
Oh, it's somebody who has a ukulele channel.
Whoa.
How cool.
Holy crap. You have a ukulele channel? You have less subscribers than me? Wow.
You know, it's interesting. I was watching a video. In fact, I wanted to add it to my Christmas playlist of Mele Kalakaliki Liki Luki or whatever it's called, that Hawaiian Christmas song. And there's a lady who was playing it. It sounded beautiful. I wanted to get that version of it for my Christmas playlist, but she had it set so you're not allowed to add it to playlist somehow. It's like, oh, how annoying.
That doesn't seem like an adaptive sort of thing to do with your video.
I don't know why somebody would do that, but when I search YouTube for Mele Kaliki Maka, there's this lady who does it on the ukulele. See if I can find that same video I was looking at before. Watched. Huh. It didn't even show in my history. I must have been logged in into a different account. That's why. Uh-uh. That is so weird. It's so strange that I cannot find that video again with that lady. I wonder if it's because I just Google searched it. This is tripping me out. I gotta figure this out, why I can't find this thing. So it's probably Friday that I found it. Friday. It might have been Thursday, actually. Okay. Here it is. Why couldn't I find this? This is strange. I couldn't find it this time. It's right here. I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted for this, but. So this is the Mele Kaliki Amagaki that I wanted to. And now it lets me do it. It didn't before. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. And why I couldn't find it before. Now, why I couldn't find it now when it was like the first result before. Weird, huh? Anyway, now I like this video since it does let me add it to the playlist. I don't know why it didn't before. Malekiki Lama is the thing to say.
Do you play the ukulele, Eric?
No, I don't play the ukulele. I would be unable to do so because the strings are tuned differently than the guitar or the bass guitar. I'd need to learn all new fingerings.
I know a teacher who, just because she likes the ukulele, she got her class of third graders, maybe they're fourth graders, all ukuleles. So it's just one of the things they do sometimes.
Well, that's cool.
Just because, you know,
I like ukuleles.
it's cool, it's fun.
There's some beer commercial that makes fun of somebody playing a ukulele on the beach or something. I think, no, why are you stopping him from playing the ukulele? You guys are just sitting around a fire being Bud Light drinkers. Your party would be much improved by a little ukulele music.
They're busy listening to Limp Bizkit on their Ghetto Blaster.
Or Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, of course. Or Santana, you know that song from 2000?
With Matchbox 20 singer Rob
yeah.
Thomas.
Just like the ocean under so bad. I had someone who would say, great song, when that one came on.
Carlos Payne, but just be glad you're not Carlos Santana. Because then you'd suck. What about manifesting space hamsters of doom?
I think they're being sent up on that big space war rocket ship right now. Supposedly there's a big ass mega space warship going up. I don't know.
You know, by sending animals into space, we're just encouraging them to evolve into space monsters. You say stop smoking, but I say no.
Stop.
Now, what do you say to that? Do you say, okay? Or do you say, oh, no, you still must stop smoking?
Continue medicating, one might say.
The thing is, I'm not actually at the moment smoking. So, keep that in mind. Would you like me to play a song about stopping smoking? I could do that. I'll do that instead.
Taylor Swift to duet with Cameron? What does that mean? Hug, hug, cute?
Makes you coughing.
Taylor Swift.
Stop smoking, it makes you coughing. Stop smoking right now. Those fumes need to go inside somewhere else than your lungs. Stop smoking, your lungs are my concern. Health is wealth and your lungs are getting burned. Stop smoking right now. But if I really stopped smoking, I'd be so much less cool. Because smoking makes you cool. Taylor Swift cover. Okay, fine, Fiona gets obsessed with me playing Taylor Swift covers. Which one did I play last time? I'll play a different one this time. Did I play Love Story last time?
That's a pretty good smoking song. You know, I think there's more there, actually.
So, I know, but did I play Love Story last time? If I didn't play Love Story last time, I played Love Story. But you said you wanted a different one than I played last time, but I don't remember which one I played last time. We were both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air. See the lights, see the party, the ball gowns. See you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little did I know that you were Romeo throwing pebbles, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet. And I was crying on the staircase, begging you please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere I can be alone. I'll be waiting. All that's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. Scrolling down. So I sneak out to the garden to see you. We keep quiet 'cause we're dead if they knew, so close your eyes. Escape this town for a little while. 'Cause you were Romeo, a scarlet letter, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet. But you were everything to me as I was begging you please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. All that's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. Romeo, save me. Try to tell me how to feel. This love is difficult, but it's real. Don't be afraid. We'll make it out of this mess. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. I don't know the bridge. I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around. I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around. My faith in you was fading. When I met you on the outskirts of town, I said, Romeo, save me. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. It's in my head. I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and he pulled out a ring and said, marry me, Juliet. That's all I really need to know. I talked to your dad. Go pick out a white dress. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. Kind of a long song, actually.
Nice job.
Thanks. Did a pretty good job with it. Not too bad, considering it's the first time I ever played it. There you go, Fyuk.
Fyuk is going to be disappointed because I didn't sing, but I'm not really a singer, so it doesn't happen much.
Thank you, first timer. I'm currently working on a new song. I got part of it down. It goes like this. Sign holders, be safe and wear your hard hat. Bright green safety vest and modesty pants. Your sign says slow, but you wake me fast as my wife and I confusedly drive past. Ma 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 ma, ma 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 ma, ma ma ma. I don't know what the words are. I don't really know what the words in general are, but that's the gist of the song. Now I'm gonna play one more. Yeah, then I'm gonna put the guitar away. This is a cover. I like this cover. It's my favorite cover to play. Not because I'm racist, even though the song is, okay? It's just because it's such a bopping song. Bops along so nicely. Some folk call me a rambling man, 'cause I do a lot of thumbing and a kicking games, and I won't do a lot of good to call me names. My daddy was a Willie Woodrow. I wasn't born and raised in no ghetto, just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I'm gonna find me a wealthy woman in a line of work that don't take from the plumber, 'cause I ain't got much to lose but lost again. You might call me a good time fella, but I ain't no black, but I ain't no yellow. I'm not boy looking for a place to do my thing. I don't want no handout, and I don't want any part of anything they give. And I'm proud and white and got a song to sing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you got a home pin, get it. Just a white boy looking for a thing to do my thing. Small time boy, been around a little, and I like guitar and I like the fiddle, cause that's the sort of thing that's on my flame. Blue-eyed Billy, feared and ready, I got to work just to be somebody. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I don't need no handout, never don't want any part of anything they give, and I'm proud and right and got a song to sing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you got a hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a thing to do my thing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you got a hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. If I want a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you got a hump and get it. A white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Thank you, thank you. I messed up multiple times, but you get the gist of it. They call me Messed Up Manny, the mess up man. Anyway, yes, smoking is bad for you, etc. But you know what else is bad for you? Telling other people what to do. Just let other people do what they're gonna do. Like, I'm gonna have this strawberry banana nectar. Because if I'm gonna drink some liquid out of something I squoze, I want it to be strawberries and banana, and I want the liquid to be nectar, not juice. Juice is for normies. I'm a nectar lover. I guess since the garage smells so strongly of gasoline, I'll smoke outside. Oh, what a beautiful morning. What a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everyone's turning out gay. So it turns out that literally everyone is turning gay. Like pretty much everybody I know now is gay. Me and Rachel are the lone standouts of heterosexuality in the world. Right before he died, my dad turned gay. My mom as well, before she died, turned gay. Both of my cats turned gay. What's next? Are they going to push their transgendered agenda on us, huh? Are my cats going to change their gender now? I'm transgender, but fluidly so. Others, I'm less confident in their ability to manage the complexities of it. You aren't born with a skill to become fluidly transgender. It's something you got to work on, you got to commit to. It's a martial art. Just for the record, my preferred pronoun is it. I don't believe humans should be separated from other objects. The object agent division is a ontologically assaultive binary that we should do away with. You don't assume I'm a kind of thing that can take action or has awareness. Stop being agency normative. I could be an inanimate object if I want. There are 2 dogs over there running around, running loose down the streets. They're probably coming to my house next. Hopefully they'll come say hi to me. That would be wonderful. Let's see if I can encourage them to say hi to me. Oh, come on, dogs. Come over here. Come over here. Don't stay over there. Come over here. Come here, dogs. Here, dog. Come here. Oh, yes. Come here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come here. Come here. Don't turn them the other way. They're not coming. Just 2 dogs. Somebody's 2 dogs, probably. I'm assuming they're probably both belong to the same person. Wonderful. From where are you? Oh, I live in basically very close to Yosemite. You may have heard of Yosemite National Park because it's where people do a lot of rock climbing. It's a very popular rock climbing destination. It's got like forests and stuff too, you know, but I live in Mariposa County, which is the county where Yosemite is in. Although technically it's national property, it's not in any county, but we got Yosemite National Park that way. We got the Sierra National Forest that way. And that way. A little bit that way. But we're tucked back here about as far as you can go. Any further that way, and you get dirt road. There's just one street down there, Snyder Creek Road, which is really a better road to live on than Snyder Ridge. But you can't have everything. Would I have preferred to live on Snyder Creek Road instead of Snyder Ridge? Yes. Do I live on Snyder Creek? No. Am I satisfied anyway? Yes, because I really love this house. It's a great house. It's great for having guests. It's comfortable. Big enough that 2 people can easily live in it without interfering with each other's SI, you know, without interfering with each other's sleep, quiet space, isolation space, whatever they want to do. I don't need so much of that, but Rachel does. She needs some of that. And most importantly, we both need to sleep in different rooms. We start together in bed, but otherwise we don't sleep as well if we sleep together. And sleep's super important. I wish it weren't, but it is. That's the sound of that woodpecker or whatever it's making. It's the beat. It's beating out. There's a plane up in the sky, high above. Looks like a commercial airliner. Are those chemtrails? No, they're just regular contrails, everybody. I'm pretty sure there's not really such things as chemtrails, although it's not impossible. But that clearly looks like a commercial airliner. Let's look at it. See? There it goes. Across the sky. There. You know, I really like this foldy phone. But not for any of the reasons I expected. I expected to be like in the commercials, right? Where, yeah, who needs a tripod? You don't need a tripod. You've got a foldy phone. I mean, you could just set it down wherever, just like this, and just live stream away. Yeah, you can, but there's never anything like this to put anything on, it turns out. And even if there is, it's not the right height. I have to squat down like this. So, you might say, Eric, the tripod's also not the right height. Fair enough. But I could make it the right height if I wanted to. By doing this. There. Now are you satisfied? Yeah, it is a peaceful place. It's a wonderful place. It heals my soul from decades of life beating on me with sticks. As it does everybody, you know. Most everybody are massively less fortunate than me. But for most of my life, I was massively less fortunate than me, too. So I know how hard life is, especially if you're an alcoholic like I was for a long time. Life is hard, punishing, scary, difficult, full of shame and anxiety. But in the absence of alcohol, it's possible to do a good job of living instead of a terrible job. That's when I started becoming a human being, really, was almost 10 years ago now. It'll be 10 years on the 26th of December when I quit drinking. Prior to that, I was mostly too much defined by alcohol to be considered really living my own life, you know? Because alcohol is a terrible drug. You can't get anything done on it. And it makes it hard to get anything done afterwards when you're hungover, too.
I think at some point in your alcoholism you can get stuff done. I know I did at times, but it also led to like destruction.
Well, I mean, I got stuff done when I wasn't drunk. I was saying, like, for me, alcohol was a drug. Once I started drinking, um, the productive part of the day was over.
Okay.
Then the next morning when I woke up, I'd be hungover. I could still, I'd get things done, you know.
Yeah.
I was actually quite productive. But the point is, alcohol is a drug. When you're doing that drug, you can't be productive at all. I'm a quote unquote recovering alcoholic, first timer. I do not drink any alcohol anymore. But I'm an alcoholic in the sense that I can't drink alcohol at all without becoming a drunk again. So that's what I mean when I say I'm an alcoholic, is not that I currently have an alcohol problem. I don't drink any alcohol. And I'm pretty actually, like, I guess proud of myself or something, or noting when I just said in the garage, noting the 10 years coming up. 10 years is quite a long time. A full decade of not drinking alcohol. Good accomplishment. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm not drinking alcohol for the rest of my life, whether that's 10 years, 100 years, or 1,000 years, you know. But it's still something of a milestone.
That's very commendable. A lot of people fail hard at that.
Yeah. Do you still agree with the old opinion that Black History Month is offensive to black people? Of course. Of course it is. Pride Month is also offensive to gay people. Because, let's say I identify with either of those groups. Stop imposing upon my identity your concepts of my arbitrariness. It's not like race is a real thing. It's not like knowing somebody's sexuality informs you at all about who they are, except about who they want to hump. So why are we having months pretending as though there's some commonality among black people, some commonality among gay people? There is no such thing. It's necessarily offensive to every free-thinking individual. Just stop trying to group shit like that. Like, stop celebrating or hating. Let's stop both of those things. There's no reason to celebrate the fact that I'm a 52-year-old man, right? It's like, it's, what does that have to do with anything?
There's not a white man month,
Why?
white male month, or white male day.
That's Columbus Day.
Okay.
Columbus Day is White Male Day.
Okay. All right, so we have one. All
It-
right,
it's
we're
not-
not left out.
It's not that celebrated anymore.
We're not becoming marginalized.
No.
Okay.
The ridiculous thing is, why is it better for Pride to be in winter? I mean, I think Pride Month shouldn't exist at all. If I were a homosexual, I would say, stop telling me how I should feel about my sexuality. I'm not proud of being heterosexual. Why should I be proud of being gay? That's fine. You can be happy with Pride, right? But then you can have your own personal Pride Month. And the idea that because I'm gay, I have to be proud of it is ridiculous. And you know, the proper emotion to feel about your sexuality is nothing at all.
What about all those marriages that are people who are like 60, 70, 80 right now, where gay guys married lesbians? How are they getting shaken up by Pride Month? They're not proud of what they've had to do for the past 60 years.
Well, maybe they are proud of it.
I don't know.
That's the point. Can
How
they
does it
be
affect
proud of
them?
it? Can closeted homosexuals in marriages, are they allowed to be proud of their homosexuality during Pride Month?
How about just putting them down?
Or is Pride Month just insulting them
Exactly.
and telling them they're expressing the wrong kind of self-concept?
Aren't you going to come out and tell everybody it's Pride Month? Just imagine all the pressure. Think
But
of those like controlling. Oh, you really have to. It's you got to tell your parents, and then you get kicked out.
nobody's doing that, though. Nobody's pressuring people to come out of the closet, I don't think.
Everyone's pressuring me, Eric.
Well, okay, except for you, Cameron. I've been pressuring you about it for years. Just admit it, Cameron. You like donkeys. Shut up on manifesting. Okay, so the pride isn't about sexuality. Then what is it about just being an individual human being, being proud of that? Well, why are we feeling pride exactly? It's like I'm proud of certain things. Like I'm proud of my daughter. I'm proud of her coming out so healthy and sensible, and you know, I admit I compare somewhat against Corey's son, who was born around the same time, who's a raging alcoholic, you know. And I just feel both grateful and also proud of my daughter. Like I'm always happy to introduce her to people. This is my daughter. I made this. I'm proud of, I was saying I feel proud of the upcoming 10 years a little bit. But even that, pride cometh before the fall. Pride's not a good thing. God doesn't like it. If you are proud, God will smite you. Okay, well, sure. That's how it's attempted to be used here, right? In other words, by saying, I'm proud of who I am, I'm saying, I reject your ontological assault. I do not accept that I should be ashamed of myself, feel bad, be different than who I am because you don't approve. That's called, they should call it Ontological Assertiveness Month. How about that? Wouldn't that be more accurate than Pride Month? If you mean by pride ontological assertiveness and, um, you know, basically, uh, defensive autonomy, you know, bye, you go to sleep and sleep well. Remember, sleep's very important. Get as much sleep as you can. Um, that's my version of stop smoking. So let's call it that then. Ontological Autonomy Defense Month.
It really rolls off the tongue. I like it.
Yeah.
I can hear it being chanted in the streets on loudspeakers.
Yeah. Ontological Autonomy Defense Month. In other words, respect my ontological autonomy. I can be who I want to be. I can fuck who I want to fuck. I can be whatever race I want to be. I can be whatever gender I want to be. So long as we agree those things are all arbitrary, then fuck off if you don't like it. You're invading my ontological autonomy. Don't do so. So that's why we call it from now on Ontological Autonomy Defense Month, or OADM. OADM. We'll just make it the whole year and get rid of all the other garbage. Black History Month, Asian Meow Month, just have ontological defense, ontological autonomy defense season. We'll give it a whole season. It'll bridge summer and fall. Ontological autonomy defense season. And then we can throw all the other garbage into that without referencing any of the garbage itself, without using the garbage to get rid of it, right? You don't use garbage to get rid of it. You have a proper garbage can and you throw it away in that garbage can. So we throw away all the race, gender, sex stuff into the good garbage can of proper language use called Ontological Autonomy Defense Month. That way, we stop misusing the word pride and it can mean what it means instead of something else that people want it to mean. That's why the LGBTQMPTS community has appointed me their spokesperson because they've come to their senses and realized this identity shit is nonsense. Let's treat it as such and shame people who don't. That's our winning argument. Not, yes, identity shit is good, right? Individuals are individuals. They are not part of their sex group, like what they want to have sex with, their gender group, their age group, their race group, or whatever group. We could just call it shit on the idea of groups month. Group shit month. Group shit month can be April. Now May. May will be group shit month. That's a more aggressive take on Ontological Autonomy Defense Month. You don't shit on any particular groups, but you shit on them all with maximal meow. Okay, bye Lou. See you later. I should just get a t-shirt for everybody that says, I am not defined by any group, and then in parentheses, or this t-shirt. Everyone could wear it. We could all be a group of t-shirt wearers. That's a great t-shirt. I am not defined by any group of which I am a member, nor this t-shirt. I have no pride in this fact, but I want to inform you of it. That'd be a long t-shirt. It's going to be an increasingly long amount of text on a t-shirt. Well, there go the viewers. That's the impact of negative truth. I don't like this truth, I have to go. It is making my feelings show. Well, you know, what are you gonna do? Nothing you can do. I could go put this back in the car. That's something I could do. Something I should do. And now it is something I will do. I guess, actually, shall. Something I could do, something I should do, something I shall do. Something I am doing right now. Something I have now done. And something I had completed before opening this door. Something I will have referred to in a moment after I talk to Cameron about it. Something to which you will have been being referred for approaching a couple of minutes now. In this example of conjugations. If you like conjugations, you gotta get with my friend. You want to learn about verb conjugations? I could give you a verb sheet. This will tell you everything you need to know about verb conjugations in English. I'm going to get you a document. I'm going to share it for you. All right. Remember, I am a former English teacher. Verb sheet. My baloney has a first name. It's meow, 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 meow. Here you go. Yeah, Dave's not the most techie guy in the world, right? He's more consistent with probably a lot of people in their 50s in some ways than I am in terms of his relationship with technology. He's never been especially techie. But anyway, that document, it covers all the verb conjugations in the first person singular only for the verb to eat. And the way you read it out loud is like this. Active voice intensive form present tense, I eat. Active voice intensive form past tense, I ate. Active voice intensive form future tense, I will eat. Active voice intensive form present perfect, I have eaten. Active voice intensive form past perfect, I had eaten. Active voice intensive form future perfect, I will have eaten. Active voice progressive form present tense, I am eating. Active voice progressive form past tense, I was eating. Active voice progressive form future tense, I will be eating. Active voice progressive form present perfect, I have been eating. Active voice progressive form past perfect, I had been eating. Active voice progressive form future perfect, I will have been eating. Active voice intensive form, passive voice intensive form, present tense, I am eaten. Passive voice intensive form, past tense, I was eaten. Passive voice intensive form, future tense, I will be eaten. Passive voice intensive form, present tense, I have been eaten. Passive voice intensive form, past tense, I had been eaten. Passive voice intensive form, future perfect tense, I will have been eaten. And then the last quadra. Passive voice progressive form present tense, I am being eaten. Passive voice progressive form past tense, I was being eaten. Passive voice progressive form future tense, I will be being eaten. Passive voice progressive form present perfect tense, I have been being eaten. Passive voice progressive form past perfect tense, I had been being eaten. Passive voice progressive form future perfect tense, I will have been being eaten. I used to make the students in my classes say all we'd say all that out loud as like a choral thing. And we make them say every word of it like that. That's how you teach people properly. People don't know how to fucking teach at all. Teachers are terrible. And there's some rules here I put down in this document. Present perfect, any voice and form always includes a has or a have. Past perfect, any voice and form always includes a had. Future tense, any voice and form always includes a will or can, could, or would if you're including like conditional uh, and subjunctive moods. Future perfect tense, any voice and form always includes a will have or could have or would have. Progressive form, any voice and tense always includes an ing verb. So there you go. Pretty good, huh? Julie and Fred don't like those people from Ohio who have lupus. This is a sentence that I wrote for people to parse out grammatically. Julie and Fred don't like those people from Ohio who have lupus. If you were going to do the proper grammar talk, because the way to teach grammar, you also need to teach them how to talk through the process a certain way, do the same way every time. Is like this. Do like is the verb phrase. Who do like? Julie and Fred do like. Therefore, Julie and Fred are subjects. And is a conjunction. Julie and Fred do like who? Julie and Fred do like people. Therefore, people is a direct object. Those is an adjective modifying the noun people. Not is an adverb telling us how Julie and Fred do like. From Ohio is a prepositional phrase working as an adjective describing the noun people. From is the preposition, Ohio is the object of the preposition. Who have lupus is a noun clause. No, I'm sorry. Who have lupus is an adjective clause. Who is the subordinating conjunction? No, I'm sorry. Who is the relative pronoun? Have is the verb, and lupus is the direct object, and the adjective clause is modifying Ohio. But that has to be a noun clause, isn't it? No, that's an adjective clause. I think. Huh. It's a tricky sentence. Who's not normally yeah. Well, now that's really got me thinking. All right, so I guess I'm going to end this live stream now and maybe try to be noisy. Well, everybody sucks at it at first, Don Kenneth. Take some practice. Well, I mean, and the thing is, when you do make a poem where the meter's perfect and you get your message across, you'll really feel a sense of like, okay, I've done something of meaning here. I've done something of worth. Uh, because it's hard, right? It's hard to find the exact right words that make it metrically sound and still convey the message you want. if I want to say, like, Judy and Bob are inside the barn out behind the shed. Judy and Bob are inside the barn outside the shed. Judy and is immediately metrically off, right? Inside the barn behind the shed, we found our we found us Judy and we found us Judy, comma also Fred. You know, it's hard to make it get the idea and then turn it so it works into a meter. It takes some practice, but it's worth doing. You'll feel very accomplished when you get it. You get a handle on it. Most popular song each month since January 1980. That's kind of a lot of. Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles, January 1980. Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, Pink Floyd, February 1980. Crazy Little Thing Called Love, March 1980. Huh, this is an interesting video. Call Me, Blondie, April 1980. I like that song. Calling, Funky Town, Lips Inc., May 1980. Coming Up, Paul McCartney, June 1980. All right, I'm going to end this stream. I'll see you all later. Have a good one. Bye.